Charlie, friends, when you're doing business, please ensure that a snake does not rob you of the pleasure. A new £200 million outdoor adventure park, which is being launched with the support of the celebrity adventurer Bear Grylls, is being fronted by a financier who has raised millions of pounds from private investors and whose businesses have a multi-million-pound black hole. The Afan Valley Adventure Resort in South Wales was granted outline planning permission by Neath Portola Council in March and has signed up the former SAS soldier and television presenter to base his instructor academy at the site. The project is trying to raise up to £40 million from small private investors. However, the scheme's developer, Northern Powerhouse Developments (NPD), is owned and run by Gavin Woodhouse, a businessman who previously attracted tens of millions of pounds from small private investors in order to build care homes and acquire a hotel portfolio. Despite raising about £16 million 5 years ago to build 4 new care homes, none are operational and 3 have not been built, and undercover by The Guardian and Nightly News has established. Woodhouse is now struggling to pay scheduled dividends, and some investors who were expecting total investment profits of 125% have complained that he has repeatedly failed to provide proof that their funds have been safeguarded. A retired NHS surgeon, Vijay Devadas, who paid £450,000 into one of the care home schemes in 2015, told The Guardian and Nightly News that he is yet to receive a payment from Woodhouse and that he is devastated that he made the investment in the first place. The Guardian and Nightly News investigation, which included an undercover journalist posing as a potential Afan Valley investor, plus interviews with dozens of company insiders and investors, further shows that millions of pounds of care home investors' money that should have been ring-fenced was transferred to a consulting company 60% owned by Woodhouse and now appears to have disappeared. The same consulting company collapsed in administration last year. The administrator's report says the business's current directors blame the collapse on a £1.2 million loan made to a former director. Woodhouse is the only former director of the company. Care home investors have been persistently misinformed about the progress of the care home projects, and meanwhile on Afan Valley, where the partnership with Grylls is being used to sell investments in Woodhouse's latest project, there is confusion about the status of the resort's announced partnerships with the car maker Jaguar Land Rover, technology group YouTube, and the outdoor specialist Go Ape being promoted as offering future attractions on the site. All 3 companies say they have no deal with Afan Valley at the moment. Woodhouse has said that he has not misled planning officials or Afan Valley investors about his business record, and added that he has documentary evidence, including signed heads of terms for the Afan Valley project, which clearly show that it would be false to allege that he was claiming that the Afan Valley project had partners when it did not. Investment returns are not yet returned to Afan Valley investors, and there is no suggestion that any of them have not been paid. He added that his backers on the care home projects had received false information on the status of the unbuilt facilities because he himself had been misled, and that he still intends to build the homes. He disputes the administrator's report, which suggests that he owes £1.2 million to his insolvent consulting company. When meeting the undercover reporter, Woodhouse said he had raised £46 million from individuals during 2017 and 18, and that he is currently attempting to attract as much as £40 million from the same group to start work on the £200 million Afan Valley project. The fundraising efforts are backed by slick marketing campaign presentations, including a short video featuring Bear Grylls, who received an OBE in the Queen's Birthday Honours. In the film, the TV star states, "Check out our latest Bear Grylls Survival Academy and our Centre of Excellence at the Afan Valley Adventure Resort. We've got our instructor academy based there, and the whole place is geared for fun, adventure, and learning new skills." Meanwhile, Peter Moore, who helped launch Centre Parks in the UK and is working for Woodhouse, described the adventure park as breathtaking, whilst Woodhouse portrays himself as a successful financier with a hugely respected reputation within the investment finance sector that was helped turn countless financial aspirations into realities. However, potential investors do not talk about Woodhouse's business track record. Millions of pounds are owed to the care home projects by a company called MBI Consulting UK Limited, which Woodhouse owns 60% of the shares, which slumped in registration last year, according to publicly available insolvency documents. The company collapsed with only £988 in the bank, and it's not clear where the care home funds are now. Having analysed the information in the MBA Consulting Administrator's report, Richard Kleiner, managing partner of City accounting firm Gerald Edelman, said, "These are up to £50 million of unaccounted funds, which apparently at some point transacted through the company and which were not there when it went into administration. There's a huge deterioration, and clearly the question is, what happened to that money? Where did it go? Why is it no longer there? We're talking about up to £50 million, which is a lot of money." Company insider, speaking on the condition of anonymity, said there was a considerable amount of money raised by Woodhouse. Nobody seemed to know where it had gone. There were projects that were being sold that were funding previous projects. There just appeared to be a black hole. Woodhouse added that while he was the majority 60% shareholder of MBI Consulting UK, he had no management control after resigning as director in January 2016, and that the business was successful when he stepped down from the board. He said MBI Consulting had since been run by his partner, Robin Forster, who owned 30%. Neither Woodhouse or Forster explained what had happened to the millions of pounds loaned to the company. Woodhouse added that he has not been told why certain transactions were made, and this matters in the hands of his solicitor. Forster said there is no truth in Woodhouse's interpretation of events, and that she refutes all allegations and suggestions of wrongdoing. A spokesman for the administrator, FRP, said the administrators continue to work constructively with MBI stakeholders to secure the best outcome for all creditors. This includes potential litigation against various parties, which its hope will lead to recoveries of the company's creditors. These matters are ongoing, and solicitors are instructed to advise on acting on behalf of administrators. As such, public disclosure of any specific details at this early stage may prejudice these actions and in turn impact on the prospects of recovery for the benefit of the creditors. Having left care home investors with the impression that their money is being safeguarded by firm solicitors, Woodhouse now says investors' funds are elsewhere in bank accounts which are separate and allocated to each SPV, or Special Project Vehicle. The Bear Grylls Survival Academy, which is thought to be receiving £180,000 per annum from Woodhouse for its involvement, declined to comment on the relationship, as did the inventor himself. There is no suggestion that Grylls was aware of the details relating to Woodhouse's businesses. Jaguar Land Rover, YouTube and Go White, which have already cited as Afan Valley project partners in planning submissions made by NPD, said they've not signed deals. A spokesman for Jaguar Land Rover said the talks had taken place, but added Land Rover gets many approaches of this nature from interested third parties. NPD Afan Valley are not Land Rover experienced franchise partners. Go White said that it is interested in the Afan project, but has not agreed terms and nothing has been signed. In response to this, NPD issued the following statement. Northern Powerhouse Developments NPD is extremely disappointed with the investigation by the Guardian and ITV, which we believe is misleading and inaccurate. We've remained committed to delivering this project and promise our investors, and we've repeatedly made this clear to both the Guardian and ITV. We have up to 600 investors, the majority of which have not voiced any concerns. The allegations made by the Guardian and ITV concern a handful of disgruntled investors and do not represent the view of investors in Northern Powerhouse as a whole. The company operates a complex and unusual business model, which we feel has not been accurately reflected by the Guardian and ITV. While we have been faced with a challenging economic environment, we are delivering 90% of the projects as per original agreements and working hard to resolve the other 10%. The allegations that have been put to us that we've tried to misdirect people is simply not true. We've always tried to maintain contact and communications with all investors. NPD has informed the Guardian and ITV of the correct position, and they've ignored us. We currently employ more than 600 members of staff, and our transformational Afan Valley project will create 1,000 jobs. We encourage investors with concern to contact us directly. We've always been transparent, and this will continue going forward. What do you think, folks? Charlie, friends.